it's the Lawn Gnome. Welcome back to another Funko Pop update over here on my channel. If you are new, let me just say welcome. It's a pleasure to have you. And for all of you returning, I know, it felt like there was not another Funko Pop update coming, and I actually wasn't sure if I was even going to get it out to you guys, because things at work have just been so hectic, and now that May is basically birthday central for my family, it was just really hard for me to pin myself down some time to actually record a new update for this month, but I will definitely say that there are some very interesting things to talk about this month, and not really sure what's going to happen for the rest of the year, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, because ever since a really big surprise was dropped for me, there really hasn't been anything new that's really interested me. But, you know, that's just the way things go when it comes to Funko and their products. But I'm definitely excited for today's update, and I'm really looking forward to showing you all the new and exciting news that Funko has to offer, because what I am hearing right now is it seems that they have found their groove, they're picking up the pieces from all of the darkness that has happened over the last couple of months, and they seem to maybe starting to be turning stuff around, but who knows? Let's see. But in the meantime, let's see how my collection has been going. So the theme of today's collection update is comic books. Not comic book films, not comic book cartoons, just strictly comic books. There is going to be another comic book movie update that I am going to be giving you guys, but not right now, because we have to wait for a certain movie to actually hit theaters in order to actually reveal some characters. But in the meantime, I just thought that it would be fun to go back to regular comic books and show you guys some additions that have actually been in my collection for a little bit of time. The first one that I want to talk to you guys about, before we get into, obviously, the comic covers, is the individual pop. So, this one came strictly out of nowhere, and this is a new addition to the DC collection. They actually made this character a long time ago in the film version, played by Mark Strong, but this, of course, is Green Lantern's arch-nemesis, Sinestro, and he's one of my favorite DC comic book villains. The only thing that I don't get is the fact that they actually put it in the Warner Brothers 100 box. I don't know, but it is a Funko Shop exclusive. I'm surprised they did it in this direction, but what can I tell you? It is the 100th anniversary of Warner Brothers, and DC is a Warner Brothers property. This is a beautiful pop, guys. I love how he is in his classic outfit from the Silver Age of Comics when he was first introduced. The dark red, that's the signature Sinestro look. The dark red face, because he is in fact an alien with the pointy ears, and I love that he is surrounded by yellow fire and creating a construct. That, without a doubt, is one of my favorite things about this pop. And even though the ring itself is sort of hiding in here, it still very much encompasses everything that is Sinestro, and the fact that I now have a Green Lantern Funko Pop in my collection that is comic book related, it only made sense to get my favorite hero and my favorite villain in comic book form. So the next thing I want to go over are these three beautiful comic covers. These came out of nowhere, and just because of the type of person that I am and the type of comics I collect, I had to get all three of these, and some of these are actually exclusives that I never actually had in my collection, so it made it even more special. So the first one I want to go over with you guys is this one, which was actually from Brazil Comic Con, and this is the comic cover of Batman issue number 251, and it is the Joker who is the main attraction here. This one was one that I was sort of questioning and easily thinking about passing by, but I did have to say that the comic cover in this one looked so cool, and then the deciding factor was that this is actually a cover that was drawn by the legendary comic book artist Neal Adams. So now that I actually have a piece of Neal Adams in my collection of Pops makes it all the more special, and I love the fact that they went all the way down to the detail of the card, where you see the little Funko version of Batman trapped, just like in the comic cover counterpart. It really does capture that beautiful Silver Age Joker look, and I'm so glad that they actually paid a tribute to Joker and Neal Adams together. The second one is one that made me so excited. It is the All-American Comics issue number 16, the first appearance of Alan Scott, the Golden Age Green Lantern. I'm really hoping that there will be a Golden Age Flash coming out soon, but I wanted to get a Green Lantern comic cover, and the first one they made didn't make any sense, but this one is beautiful. It's a Walmart exclusive. I love the Justice Society. I love the look of Alan Scott. They got the color scheme perfect, and they gave him the exact pose that he has on the comic book cover. A vintage comic book cover is always a win for me. And last but not least, I got my very first Target Con comic book cover pop, and this is the third Spider-Man one in my collection, but this is Amazing Spider-Man 300, drawn by the legendary Todd McFarlane, the legendary first appearance of Venom when Spider-Man gives up the black costume. So, of course, we have Spider-Man in the black costume in that amazing Todd McFarlane pose that he gave Spider-Man, which made him an icon and a legend. So, I had to have this one because now I have all 3 pieces of McFarlane tribute art that Funko has given us, and all 4 of these are such a joy to have in my collection. I've sort of slowed down on the comic covers, but I'm really curious to see what will be coming out next. So let's go to the news. Once again, I apologize for the delay in this video, guys, so you probably have known about these things for such a long time, but we're going to start with the Funko shop. We've got lots of interesting things, including another brand new 25th anniversary old school pop being revealed in the special edition, which is the Joker, as well as a 3-liter All Might from My Hero Academia, as well as some light-up and sounds versions of Darth Vader and Optimus Prime. And that's old-school Optimus Prime from Transformer, guys, not the new ones from the movies. And there was also a really big announcement that there were going to be some Doghouse WrestleMania exclusives featuring some well-known female wrestlers, including Trish Stratus and Bianca Belair, and Snoop Dogg is also going to get an exclusive pop in the mix as well. A lot of brand new Loungefly stuff, lots of interesting things to see, everything from Star Wars merchandise to Marvel merchandise to even cool things like Jurassic Park and the Powerpuff Girls. I kind of love all of these Loungefly items. Even though I will never see myself having something like this, I do have to bask in the glory of the fandom that we see here. And of course, we had some very exclusive ones from Entertainment Earth. We've got some very cool ones which are Disney-related, something from Cinderella, as well as a Deadly Nightshade set from The Nightmare Before Christmas. I kind of love that. And we got a really special exclusive from FluffyGuy.com, that's Gabriel Iglesias. He is going to be featuring already, I'm sure, a soda of him, and there's going to be a really cute chase of him holding his little Chihuahua dogs. Also, we got the announcement of the Marvel Collector Core Box. Still really surprised they're doing this. No one really seems to care about this, but of course it featured Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and you can get a very special edition of Paul Rudd as Ant-Man without a helmet, as well as Cassie, and of course the usuals, you know, stickers, pins, and shirt. One of the most interesting things that I will say I have to pat Funko on the back for is that they finally gave us their April Fool's Pops in physical form. I remember the egg one and the baby Freddy, but the only way for you to actually get them was through Digital Pops packs. I believe these were actually real, and I'm kind of happy that it was a real thing. And speaking of Digital Pops, we also got a brand new series which featured the Flintstones. I'm not going to yell and scream about this one at the top of my lungs because I really don't have many Funko Flintstones Pops, but I do like the fact that you will be able to get a Freddy Funko of him in the Water Buffalo Lodge gear, and I also do like the Wilma holding Pebbles. The Bitty Pops, we had Star Wars, again, something I just don't get. I really want to know if there's anybody out there that's actually buying these things. I think my friend Cammie is actually buying them, but she had good reasons for it. So as usual, you get a set of 4, and one of them is a mystery. And you have a choice between a silver-clad stormtrooper, Grand Moff Tarkin, a sand person, and one of the characters from the Mos Eisley Cantina. Also, a whole bunch of pop pins, including Powerpuff Girls, and a really cool set of Blacklight, Alice in Wonderland. Thanks to HotStuffForGeeks.com, a couple of Funkos that are coming out, including the Amazon exclusive of Lady and the Tramp video box, as well as a brand new PX Previews exclusive comic cover of Wolverine, and this is celebrating the anniversary of X-Men #1 that was done by Jim Lee in 1991, and I will definitely say that this was such a stupid idea because it's funny to say that there are now 4 Funko Pop comic covers that are going to feature Wolverine, and this one just does not do Jim Lee justice. I just don't get it. The shading does not work. But you will be able to get a Yellowstone line. I'm surprised we didn't get an official glam shot from Funko, as well as a Walmart Earth Day exclusive of a Care Bear that doesn't exist in my world. A couple of new sodas, and yes, I actually added one of these to my collection. I got the Last Ronin Funko soda. Yes, it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, but you probably have no idea who the Last Ronin is unless you read the IDW comic book that was co-written by Kevin Eastman from 2020 until 2021. I absolutely loved that 5-issue miniseries. They actually made a brand new miniseries follow-up called The Lost Years, and yeah, I am really excited to have a Last Ronin Funko soda in my collection. We got another brand new comic cover as well as another brand new Avengers 60th Anniversary Amazon exclusive collector edition, which is Black Widow, which includes the pin, and the Captain America comic book cover, which is the Avengers issue number 4, which was his first appearance on the team. Now, I would love to have a Captain America comic book cover, but this is not the one that I want. Me personally, I would just love to have the very first Captain America cover, because that is just an iconic, legendary cover. I'm also still waiting for a possible facsimile edition of that issue as well, because I would love to read it and have it in my collection. And then we got some more comic covers. We also have Spider-Man No Way Home Final Battle set, and that of course is Dr. Octopus, and of course that is a Target exclusive, along with 2 more comic covers which are also Target exclusives, and one of them actually happens to be Avengers number 1. And I gotta admit, I was sort of excited about it, but then when I thought about it, I said, you know what, I don't need it. I actually got the facsimile just a couple of days ago at my local comic book shop, so now I can actually read a copy of Avengers number 1. But I would really like to see Iron Man in that exact same look, but from his first appearance in Tales of Suspense. That would be a much better comic cover for me to get. And don't forget, everybody, along with the 25th anniversary of Funko, it was also Star Wars Day that was coming up, so of course there were a whole bunch of Star Wars exclusives from various sellers like GameStop and Amazon, and even a Funko Diamond-like thing that they seem to be doing for Disney 100, but I think the one that a lot of people are excited about is the Pop Ride of the Mandalorian with Grogu, and this train that they're doing, I just don't get it. I really, really don't. I mean, I think they're just trying to celebrate all the major Disney properties. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a Marvel one at some point in time, but yeah, it's Darth Vader with a little TIE fighter. It's cute, but not my thing, and of course, the GameStop Mandalorian box. There were also some brand new collectibles from Chalice, a couple of Jujutsu Kaisen exclusives. And speaking of that, that just began the whole anime bang that we got from the Trigun. And I love the fact that Vash has a chase of him with those legendary glasses, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people would rather have the chase than the common. Of course, another new wave of Naruto, and that also includes a soda. There's a whole bunch of Borutos, including a whole bunch of exclusives. A brand new wave of Inuyasha, including exclusives. A brand new wave of My Hero Academia, with a bunch of exclusives, as well as the newest addition to the bar scene, and a Dragon Ball Z Target exclusive of Frieza Metallic. And probably the biggest surprise for me was the Haikyuu line. I know that my friend over at That's Comical, my colleague Shay, is a huge fan of this manga and anime, so when I told her that they were actually going to be getting a pop line, she got really, really excited. You can get the regular commons, and you can also get a couple of exclusives, including one from Books A Million, which I think is wonderful. And we also had a brand new wave of pop rocks come out, and there were some very impressive ones, including a brand new Michael Jackson, which I think is really nice to have, as well as Bon Scott, because we have a whole bunch of AC/DC ones, but we never got the original lead singer, who unfortunately left us way too soon, but fortunately paved the way for Brian Johnson to bring AC/DC to the status that they are today. And I also really like the Janis Joplin with the very far out Funko exclusive. And we even got some albums. We got deluxe double wides and regulars. Another Michael Jackson of the Bad cover, U2 Pop. We have an amazing one of Soundgarden, and the Pop album I never would have anticipated, but I'm sure a lot of people are excited that it is coming, and that is Guardians of the Galaxy Awesome Mix Volume 1. That's a great soundtrack. It's really nice to see rock and Marvel actually intertwine in some shape or form, and you will get an exclusive of Star-Lord with his Walkman on. I kind of like that. Not adding it to my collection, but I kind of like that. We also had a brand new series of mascots come out, including a Funko Shop exclusive of a scented nerd, as well as an Eggo waffle with a scented Entertainment Earth exclusive. Definitely probably is going to smell like maple syrup. And then there was another one that I added to my collection. No, it is not the Chuck E. Cheese. It's not the new McDonald's. It was not the Voodoo Ranger, and I have no idea what that is. I think it's some kind of a sports drink or beer. But I had to get the Blockbuster video box because Blockbuster night, that was my Saturday night. Loved going with my friend or going with my family to Blockbuster to pick up a couple of movies to watch over the weekend. That was how we all had our entertainment. We didn't do anything like go out to fancy places. We literally stayed home and watched awesome movies. So I already got it. It actually came in the mail and I absolutely love it, but I will go into more details when I actually show it to you guys when I feature it in my collection update. And then we had a bunch of brand new Disney 100 exclusives, including another Walt Disney and Oswald. We also have a Hannah Montana, not surprised that that's happening, glad that it is, and a Mouse Disco. I actually know about that album. No, I don't have it, but I kind of love the fact that it's coming out. And then the big announcement, which got me so excited and actually put a little bit of my faith back in Funko again after wondering what was going to happen to them. I have said in my life that when it comes to me as an 80s kid and loving 80s films, I need the 4 pillars in Funko form in my world. That is Back to the Future, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and the 4th one, which is finally available in common form, Indiana Jones. Now, I thought that because of the fact that the new movie was coming out, that they were just going to have a Dial of Destiny line, but no. After years of watching exclusives from the theme park and exclusives of the cons never coming to retail, now they're finally giving us a Indiana Jones line, and they're going to be bobbleheads, which I also think is very cool. But, oh man, this is a true blast from the past, everything that you can ask for, except for the fact that the short round GameStop exclusive is not featured in this grouping, but it is happening. There is going to be a short round Funko Pop, and I'm glad that it is because Kiwi Kwong just won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, and he deserves to see himself in Funko form. After the Goonies, this will be the second time because he was Data in Funko form. But we have commons, and we have exclusives, and we have fan-favorite characters, as well as a Funko exclusive die-cast. We also have an amazing Amazon exclusive of Indiana Jones and his father on the motorcycle, the light-up scene from the Temple of Doom. So obviously, guys, I think you know which one I'm adding into my collection. Yes, if I was going to finally have Indiana Jones in my collection, I was going to go big. I am getting the movie moment where he is being chased by the boulder. 1981, that's the year I was born. I think that that is my all-time favorite film of 1981, so if I'm going to get Indiana Jones in my collection, this is the only way that it is going to happen, and I cannot wait for this pop to show up on my doorstep. I've already pre-ordered it. Words cannot describe how happy I am to finally get something from Funko that I have been waiting for almost a decade of collecting. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please leave your comments in the box below. You know how much I love to talk Funko Pops with you. What were some of the things that you are looking forward to, and what are some of the new additions that you have to your collection this month, if you are still, in fact, collecting Funko products. But in the meantime, everybody, I will see you in the next one. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, feel free to leave a comment. Also, feel free to subscribe if you want to be up to date with our latest videos. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next one. Actions speak louder than words.